Hello, my name is Senta. I'm with Blooming Life Guide, and I'm going to talk today about a spiritual healing technique that I call the resentment ball technique. And the goal of this technique is to release resentment from your energy field out of it, to remove it. Before I teach you the technique, which is a very easy technique, no supplies needed except for your intention and imagination. By the way, intention and imagination is super powerful. That is the basis of manifestation. You have to have intention and imagination to manifest. Resentment is a very sticky energy. I heal auras, chakras, aura fields, even spaces of energy clouds and so forth. But when I go through the aura of somebody and I'm pulling out the energy to clear it, if there's a lot of resentment, that energy smears. It's like I'm running my hands through taffy before it gets hard. It's sticky. It's like honey that just smears instead of being wiped clean. Resentment is really difficult as an energy healer for me to remove from somebody else's energy. It needs the person who has the resentment energy to have the intention of releasing it in order for it to go. Your intention is very important. But there are people who don't realize that resentment, because it is such a sticky energy, it sticks to despondency. And we cannot let ourselves as light workers go to the point of despondency. That is super unhealthy. We are not working out our energy and sending it out in the light that we're supposed to be sending it if we go into despondency. That's why we have to release resentment. I'm also a psychotherapist, and I can tell you that a lot of people think that resentment protects them. I don't want to let go of the resentment because then that person will hurt me again. Well, they hurt you over and over again, whether you're resentful or not. Getting a person to stop hurting you is super important. And I'm not saying it's not important, but you holding resentment is like you drinking poison and expecting it to have an impact on somebody else. Resentment is a poisonous energy. It's very, very negative. It's very low. It's very dense. It's in the low vibration energy. But most importantly, I want you to release it because it sticks to despondency. If you have a lot of resentment, you're very likely to go through periods of very deep depression. And I don't want you to do that because that makes you ineffective as a light worker. And we need all the light workers to be effective. We need to be doing our work and shining a light out into the world. And how do you shine a light into the world is primarily by being of a high vibration energy and just being authentically you. Showing compassion to other people, having empathy for other people, role modeling, treating other people with care and concern. That is what light workers do. But even more than that, it's just simply your existence is doing light work. But you need to do it and shine brightly. And we're not meant to be light workers that are shining a light the size of a flashlight. We're meant to be really big lights, like lighthouses. And that's recently put a video out with a lighthouse image on it for a reason. In order to do that, we need to release resentment. So the method that I teach on releasing resentment is that you pretend that you're holding a clay ball. Use your imagination, your intentions, and you have this clay ball in your hand. And you use your intentions and your imagination. You send your resentful thoughts through your body, out the palms of your hands and your fingertips. We have chakras in our palms of our hands. We have chakras in our fingertips. You send them out into the clay ball. So resentful thoughts, energy of resentment thoughts are coming out and going through my arm and coming out into the clay ball. Resentful emotion is coming out through my arms into the clay ball. And anywhere else that you're storing resentment energy, a lot of people store resentment energy in their intestines and or around their sexual organs. It's different places. Maybe even just in the fascia of your body, you might be holding resentment, just pulling it up out of the body and through your hands into the clay ball. And then you go to your sink and you literally turn it on. Don't just use imagination for this part. Water is really powerful, spiritual juju, energy. Running water is very powerful. You turn on the faucet and you use your intention and your imagination to dissolve that resentment through the running water down into the sewer where it belongs. And when it's completely clear, you can just wash your hands. Might as well anyway. It's good for us. And you've released resentment. It is really important to release resentment and not let it build up. So if you're very unhappy with recent election and you have resentment about it, do a clay ball. If your significant other and you are having a conflict and you have resentment, it's really important for you to release the resentment. You don't have to tell them your resentment, although you probably have. It actually works better for you to get rid of your resentments first and then have the clear, high energy, high vibration communication about the issue that needs to be solved, because resentment itself does not help you solve anything. It is not useful for anything. Release resentment. And if you have to, you do it over and over and over and over and over again. If you keep coming up with, but I'm angry that these people elected so-and-so. Wait, that sounds like resentment. Do a resentment ball. I'm angry that my boss said such and such. That sounds like it could be resentment. You resent your boss for saying such and such or doing such and such. Do a resentment ball. I used to work in a high security prison, and that's where I came up with this resentment ball technique. I taught prisoners to use it, even though I didn't call it a spiritual technique. It actually is a very spiritual technique. But if you're not particularly spiritual, intention and imagination and visualizing has actually been proven, as a psychological technique that is useful. So even if you're not spiritual, you can use resentment ball. It happens that it is very powerful on a spiritual level. Most things that we do that has a bit of a ritual to it is very powerful in the spirit healing techniques. And this one is my most powerful technique, second to being present in the moment. And my Get Present video is the most important video that I have out. It's only 5 minutes long, and it helps people get present all the way in their body and in touch with the fact that they are fully supported by a higher power. But the resentment ball is what I encourage people to do, and especially light workers, and maybe in the aftermath of the 2024 election, when I'm filming this, maybe we all need to be doing a lot of resentment balls and getting rid of our resentment so that we can shine our light out and be the light workers that we're meant to be. Thank you very much.